this is what you want, you fight for it. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what gave me strength. I fight for every role. I fight for every blessing. I fight, and I'm willing to do the work. And I fight because I haven't really had many people here to fight for me.
When the cameras first caught Teyana Taylor stepping out of that black SUV, fans thought it was just another glamorous appearance. But as she turned to wave, everyone froze. Her hand brushed over what looked unmistakably like a baby bump. Within minutes, social media erupted, and before the night was over, one person's world was turned completely upside down: Iman Shumpert. For months, the internet had been whispering about Teyana's new chapter, her rumored relationship with actor Aaron Pierre, and how Iman seemed to be taking it all. Not so well. But nobody expected things to reach this level. Nobody imagined that a single photo could break the internet and reopen wounds that never really healed. And that's where this story begins, not with a pregnancy, but with heartbreak, silence, and a love that once looked unshakable. Because before this baby bump, before the new man, before the stunned faces online, there was a marriage that fans swore would last forever. Teyana and Iman were once Hollywood's it couple, that rare mix of talent, loyalty, and genuine chemistry that made people believe love could survive fame. They had the kind of connection that made headlines for all the right reasons. From dancing together on red carpets to laughing in interviews, it always seemed like they had found their perfect rhythm. But what people didn't see were the quiet cracks forming behind the smiles. Iman, once the NBA star with the magnetic energy, started struggling when his career momentum began to slow. Injuries, changes, and the pressure of staying relevant hit him hard. Teyana, on the other hand, was rising fast. Between music, acting, fashion, and directing, her creative world was exploding with opportunity. For a while, it looked like they were handling it as a team. But the truth was, the gap between them was widening. Friends say it started with small things: missed calls, tense silences, Iman wanting more time together, while Teyana kept pushing for her next move. They loved each other, one insider said, but they were living two completely different lives. Then came the rumors, whispers of Iman being seen out late, photos that didn't add up, nights that didn't end at home. Teyana tried to brush it off publicly, but the pain started showing in her music, in her posts, in her eyes, and when the cheating allegations finally hit the blogs, it was like someone had ripped the curtain open on a private storm. Even then, she tried to protect him. She said publicly that they were working through things, that no marriage is perfect. But deep down, she knew something had shifted forever. The trust was gone. The laughter that once came so easily now felt forced. And the woman who had built her career on strength and authenticity couldn't keep pretending. So when Teyana quietly announced that she and Iman were separating, it didn't come as a total shock, but it still broke hearts. The internet went into mourning mode. "Love is dead," one fan wrote under her post. But for Teyana, it wasn't about ending love. It was about reclaiming peace. For months after the split, she disappeared from the spotlight. No big interviews, no statements, just silence, the kind that speaks louder than words. And that's when a new name slowly started appearing next to hers: Aaron Pierre. Aaron was everything Iman wasn't at that moment: calm, grounded, and quietly confident. A British actor known for his intense performances and private lifestyle. They met, sources say, through a mutual project, a creative collaboration that unexpectedly turned personal. At first, nobody believed it. Teyana and Aaron? It sounded too random. But then came the photos, the long glances, the quiet dinners, the chemistry that didn't need words. Fans began to notice how peaceful Teyana looked, how her energy felt lighter, softer. It was as if she had finally exhaled after years of holding her breath. Iman, however, wasn't handling it well. At first, he tried to play it cool, liking her posts, commenting supportively, pretending everything was fine, but the facade didn't last. Friends started noticing his mood swings. The man who once radiated confidence now seemed lost, angry, and unsure of where he fit in Teyana's new world. And then came the night that changed everything. Teyana appeared at a high-profile event in Los Angeles, elegant, radiant, glowing in a fitted cream dress that hugged her figure just right. Cameras flashed, people cheered, and she smiled. But when she placed her hand on her stomach, the world stopped. It wasn't the way she did it. It was the softness in her expression, the kind that only expectant mothers have. Within minutes, the internet exploded. Is Teyana pregnant? Whose baby is it? Where's Iman? The chaos spread like wildfire. And before Teyana even got back to her car, the news had reached Iman. Sources close to him say he was blindsided. He didn't know. He hadn't been told. He found out like everyone else, through social media. Imagine finding out your ex-wife, the woman you once called the love of your life, might be pregnant, through a trending hashtag. One friend described his reaction as pure disbelief. He kept saying, "No, it can't be true. She would have told me." But the photos were everywhere, crystal clear, undeniable. And when Aaron Pierre was spotted arriving at the same event later that night, it was game over. The internet immediately connected the dots. Aaron and Teyana had been seen together weeks before, walking hand in hand through London. Now she's glowing with a bump, and he's by her side. Fans didn't need confirmation. They already believed what they saw. But what nobody saw was the storm brewing behind closed doors. Iman reportedly tried to reach out. Calls, messages, even mutual friends. But Teyana kept her distance. She wasn't angry. She was protecting her peace. She'd been through enough heartbreak, enough public drama. She wasn't about to let anyone steal her happiness this time. Still, Iman wasn't ready to let go. Sources say he started spiraling, acting out, venting online, dropping cryptic posts about betrayal, timing, and truth. Fans quickly picked up on it. Some sided with him, saying it was too soon for Teyana to move on. Others defended her, arguing she deserved love after everything she endured. And in the middle of it all was Aaron, the quiet, reserved actor who suddenly found himself at the center of one of Hollywood's messiest emotional storms. For weeks, he said nothing. But when a paparazzi caught him outside a restaurant and asked if he was ready to be a father, he smiled gently and said, "I'm ready for whatever love brings." That one sentence melted the internet. Teyana, meanwhile, began posting subtle but powerful messages. Quotes about peace, healing, and rebirth. Photos that captured a woman who wasn't running from her past. She was finally free from it. But Iman, he was struggling to accept it. Insiders say he broke down in tears after watching a clip of Teyana laughing at an event with Aaron beside her. It wasn't jealousy, they said. It was grief. The realization that the chapter was truly over, that the woman who once looked at him that way now looked at someone else. And just when fans thought things couldn't get more emotional, Iman made a move that shocked everyone. He unfollowed Teyana on social media. It might seem small, but to fans who watched their love story unfold online, it felt like the final goodbye. But this isn't just a story of heartbreak. It's also one of growth, because for Teyana, that baby bump wasn't just a surprise. It was a symbol, a sign that she had survived everything that tried to break her. From public humiliation to private pain, she had come out on the other side stronger, softer, and ready for a new beginning. When she finally addressed the speculation, she didn't confirm or deny anything directly. She simply said, "I'm in a season of love, real love, the kind that brings peace." And that was all she needed to say. Iman, on the other hand, started focusing on co-parenting, on rebuilding himself. He even said in a recent interview that he'll always love Teyana for the family they built together, but admitted that some things aren't meant to last forever. It was the first time he publicly acknowledged that he was letting go. Fans flooded social media with messages of support for both of them. "Sometimes love changes shape," one fan wrote. "It doesn't die, it just evolves." And maybe that's the truth here. Because if you look beyond the headlines and the viral photos, what you see is two people who once shared something real, and who are now learning how to exist separately without hate. Still, that night, the night of the baby bump reveal, will forever be remembered as one of the most emotional pop culture moments in recent memory. It wasn't just about the gossip, the shock, or the endless online reactions. It was about something deeper. It symbolized a chapter closing and another one beginning. It showed growth, acceptance, and the courage it takes to step into a new phase of life under the world's spotlight. In that single moment, we witnessed not just celebrity news, but a story of transformation, vulnerability, and the messy beauty of moving on. In the end, Teyana Taylor's story isn't about betrayal or revenge. It's about rebirth, about a woman who learned to love herself enough to walk away, to heal, and to find joy again, even if it shocked the world. And for Iman, it's about facing the hardest truth of all, that sometimes the person you thought you'd spend forever with was only meant to teach you how to grow. So when the cameras caught him weeks later, quietly leaving an event as fans called his name, he didn't smile. He just nodded, eyes down, as if he'd finally made peace with what was gone. And somewhere out there, Teyana, glowing, happy, unbothered, is finally living the life she always deserved. A life filled with love, peace, and maybe, just maybe, a brand new beginning growing right beneath her heart.